Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
And now wait a few moments, let him rest. This should help you remember everything. Giving you something extra to assist. Let's go through it again. The pain is difficult, isn't it? When he regains consciousness, double the voltage.
Dan Wood here for LockerGnome.com with a quick look at the year's most anticipated video game, Call of Duty Black Ops. And it's really thanks to this series that November has become probably the most anticipated month of the gaming calendar in recent years, as it means it will of course get a new Call of Duty game, recently developed by two teams, Treyarch and Infinity Ward. Treyarch being famous for Call of Duty World at War and Call of Duty 3, and they return in the 7th installment of this series, Call of Duty Black Ops.
Vorkuta. You had to fight, just to survive.
What happened in Vorkuta, Mason?
I was on my own. Almost a year.
Think, Mason. What did they do to you?
And I thought we'd start by having a quick look at the campaign element to the game, which places us right in the middle of the Cold War era, with a plot that really could have been lifted from a Hollywood movie such as The Bourne Identity. Now, the game tells the story of Alex Mason, a Special Forces operative, and Jason Hudson, who's an agent for the CIA, who both embark on a series of black operation missions to try and defeat the Soviets' attempts to develop a lethal nerve gas known as Nova 6. Our mission is actually so important that we've been assigned it by US President JFK himself, but the complications begin when we learn that Mason was actually captured and tortured by the Russians and has been brainwashed to the extent that he doesn't really know what his real mission is. And this allows for the game to take place as a series of flashbacks which put the player in different situations and different eras of the Cold War. And speaking as somebody who's a massive fan of this series and has played the campaign of most of the previous games, I think the cinematic elements of this and the storyline is by far the best that we've seen so far.
Breathe. You never left me.
And one thing that watching the really well produced cutaway sequences in Call of Duty Black Ops, one thing that you realise is how much like the movie industry, the video games industry is becoming. Not only did 300 developers work on this game full time for an entire year, but at the time of recording this, the company's actually made $350 million on this game in the first 7 days alone, which is actually a figure that all but the biggest Hollywood blockbuster movies would be envious of.
Friend.
How did the CIA know you weren't compromised?
They tested me. They knew I wouldn't break, and I won't break now.
Now, obviously, with all of the hype that's been surrounding this game, Treyarch and Activision have got a massive job living up to all of the expectations, but just from playing the campaign through for the last week, I actually do think that Call of Duty Black Ops lives up to everything that I hoped it would be. And the campaign mode for this game will keep you gripped from start to finish. It's easily by far the most cognate and well-constructed storyline of any video game I've played in recent years, with the action ping-ponging between Cuba, Vietnam and Russia for the most part, as you take Alex Mason through the various flashbacks from his memories. And there are also some really good twists to the storyline as well that will really keep you on the edge of your seat, including some concerns of dodgy CIA dealings that happen later on, but I'll try not to spoil too much of it for you. And one thing that for me really makes the Call of Duty series stand out is the phenomenal value for money that you get from buying these games. Long after you've completed the campaign game, you'll be gripped at least for the next 12 months by the multitude of online multiplayer options that Call of Duty Black Ops will give you, including all of the classic modes like free-for-all and team deathmatches and capture the flags. There's some new elements introduced in this game, including a new system of gaining inventory called COD points, which you can buy things with, and also some really cool wager games as well.
We've taken the lead.
And as well as introducing some really well-designed new maps into this game, one of my favourite features of Call of Duty Black Ops is Theatre Mode, that lets you either screenshot or record videos of your proudest online moments. Now, with this game coming from the Treyarch studio, one feature that they were really well praised for in Call of Duty World at War was zombie mode, and it makes a comeback in this game. And the inclusion of zombie mode is actually like having an entirely new game bundled with this completely free. You can not only play it with a friend on a local split screen or system tie, but also you can play lots of various online options as well, and it's fantastic fun to play. I mean, come on, not only do you get to shoot zombies in the face that are trying to get through the barricades that you keep constructing, but also flaming zombie dogs as well. Now, from listening to me talk about the game for the last few minutes, you've probably gathered that I am a big Call of Duty fan, but hand on heart, I would seriously recommend this game, even if I was a first-time player of this series, because not only have Activision and Treyarch delivered a really strong, well-constructed, beautifully produced game. But I think there's so much in it that if you are maybe a new player to the series and you're looking for one video game that you want in your stocking this holiday season, Call of Duty Black Ops, I think, will see you through for at least the next 12 months until the release of the next Call of Duty game in November 2011.